Hello, hello.
Boom.
There we go.
That's
Yeah,
it. You got it.
that's yeah. So what have you been up to? What's on your radar this week?
You know, a lot of translating, not manually translating, a lot of automatic
Yeah,
translations. And then, of course, everybody's talking about what do you call it? Bard.
Bard. Yeah, we actually jump into Bard, I know you were on Twitter. You were talking about DeepL and is it Polyglot?
Uh, TranslatePress and DeepL.
As they
And
press.
oh, yeah, Polyglot's just somebody that knows a bunch of languages.
Oh, I see, I see, I see. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
got it, got it, got it. So, what do you end up like? How does it work with your news sites when you translate stuff? Is it mostly that you write stuff in English and then run it through Translate Press, and it spits out the pages and you put it on WordPress?
Yeah, that's basically it. So I go in back end. I can select what languages I want to translate to. At first I started with just 10
Mhm.
languages, kind of 10 most popular outside of English. German, French, Portuguese, um, and then some like niche specific, like oh, there's probably an audience here. And then that has been slowly, we'll go this way, slowly doing this number right here. And then recently, just kind of after January 1st, it kind of started, really taking off. I'm like, all right, let me go ahead and just add every other language that could possibly be translated with DeepL, and it's already seeing something come through, Korean, Turkish.
Okay, and
So
are the pages like how are the pages structured in the URL?
it is, what do you call them, folder? They're in subfolders, so it'd be like .com/es/URL or rest of the slug.
Got it. And then it does it automatically like specific for specific countries? Does it automatically switch out, or like how does that part work?
Um, I I'm not too technical on this stuff. You know what I mean? I kind of keep myself on this side of the writing. But I'm pretty sure it just on the back end, it doesn't like display all these new translated
Okay.
posts. As far as like clogging up your posts section of back in a WordPress. Um, so yeah, I don't know how it stores them. Quite frankly,
Yeah.
I don't need to know. But I know you can. I mean, you can go in individually and edit sections of every single post or page, manually, or you can just click the automatic translation button to on and sync it up with an API, either through Google Translate or DeepL, and it will run the gamut. You can set credit limits and all that kind of stuff, so you don't like blast through like hundreds of dollars in a day.
Right.
But yeah,
That's really cool. So like you set it up once, it translates all your pages, and they just sit, um, and they get indexed by different like when people in different countries search for that thing, maybe those pages show up.
yeah.
I think maybe that's how it works. But
Yeah, yeah. I mean, they show up in your sitemap. You don't have to create like 28 different sitemaps for 28 different
okay.
languages. And then every post will just just have the URL, and then it'll just only thing will change is that subfolder for the language, and then you can have it so it changes the URLs like the slugs or not. I mean, have it so it does, just for locality reasons,
Yeah,
but
yeah. I think it's probably
yeah,
easier to like for someone to be like if someone is in like a different country, they want to like see English. It's pretty easy to change. Like I do it all the time. Uh,
yeah. There's a button. You can have like a floating language selector button. I turned it off because
yeah.
if somebody's searching for something in Italian, are they really going to need to switch it over to French, or
Mhm.
do they have the Italian that they can read and get information from?
And how much does it typically cost?
The software, the tier that I bought for TranslatePress was 150. I think I'm going to. That's for 3 sites.
Okay.
Um, you can, I think 250, and it's a year, 250 per year for unlimited sites, and then DeepL, the translation API. It's like I would put it at about 50 cents per article per language. It's it's probably significantly less than that, but just ballparking it, that's about where it's
Oh,
at.
I see. So TranslatePress itself isn't the one doing the translation. It just handles kind of like WordPress and making all the
Yeah,
structure available. The DeepL is the
yeah,
one that's like actually doing the translation and sending over the translated text.
exactly. And you could do it manually if you want to. DeepL is free. if you wanted to go and copy and paste however many
Okay.
times. So that is an option for someone who wants to experiment with it but doesn't want to,
That's really cool.
spend money.
It seems like once you, and it seems pretty easy as well. Once you put these into this system, it comes out and you get basically free traffic for like zero work. So it's probably worth I think like around 500 ish investment for the year. But
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. So you'll see. Yeah. So the software is a yearly cost. The API is, whatever you use. I think it's like a $5 a month. I don't
yeah,
know,
the
whatever.
cost.
So yeah, probably a few $100 per year for the first year, and then 10, $20 a month. Because I have it throttled again, so I have it set to like 100,000 characters per site. I only have it on 2 sites right now. And I just set up the second one yesterday. Um, but I just have it set to 100,000. So it not only throttles the production, but then it's like also as those pages are created, it's not just 50,000 pages created and all of a sudden blasted out. It's very kind of methodical. It's a slow trickle. So I think if I did blast it all out, 50,000 pages all at once, I don't think there would be a problem. But
Yeah, it was
I don't
on the
know.
safer side probably.
Yeah, a little
Yeah.
bit.
That's cool. I haven't like personally done any translation, but it seems pretty easy to like set it up and get it going. Even like, especially because it's going to be free traffic anyways. I see in my analytics people coming from different countries, so it just makes sense for the conversion to be higher if it's in their own language. Yeah, probably something they need to like look up, but I haven't done it yet. That's really cool though.
Yeah, I think the only downside I'd say is especially uh, if you're really super concerned about it, is not being able to check the actual quality of the translation.
Right.
But it's either you automatically translate it and have it out there, and then somebody just emails you and says, "Hey, this is wrong,"
Mm,
or you don't have it out there, and then nobody can find that information. So, or it gets automatically translated by like Google Translate.
yeah, yeah, makes sense. Is it like pretty close to Google Translate, the quality of DeepL?
It's better.
Ah, well, there you go then.
It's much
Yeah.
better. Yeah, yeah.
Mm.
So, oh, but I think you can sync it up to Google Translate. I don't know if that has a cost enough. So, it doesn't have to be hundreds of dollars. It can be $100.
Mhm. Makes sense. Cool. Yeah, I'll look into that. Maybe let's switch over to the BART now. I have zero information about. I just know the name of it, but you were telling me how it's going to destroy all of us. So let's start with that.
That's the antithesis of what I
Yeah.
say. No, I think I mean it was just announced a few days
Yeah.
ago. I'm not. I have this like the page pulled up, but it's just a wall of text. I think there's a huge like sky is falling reaction by a lot of uh, the SEO
Mhm.
community. I mean, I don't know everybody in it, but people that I see on my timeline on Twitter at least. But then I was just thinking last night, like, look at the kind of search, like, at least the examples provided.
Yeah.
Is piano or guitar easier to learn, and how much practice does each need? Who the fuck is searching that? Like, let me drop that f bomb right
Right.
away. Who's searching that? And who's creating content around something like that? That's so long tail. That's one of those um, what one of those statistics where it's like, oh, Google gets 1 billion unique searches every single day that have never been heard before. That's probably one of them. It's somebody that doesn't know how to use a search
Mhm.
engine going in and just they probably say please and thank you. You know what I mean? Like
Do you want to maybe show the examples as well? I have zero idea. I've
I
seen the
I
document before.
let's see.
I'm curious to see like what the results
Do
look like.
I think that's up. Here's the example. It's kind of let's see if I
Okay.
can zoom in on this.
Yeah.
I don't
Easy
think
to
I can get that on my
learn.
face.
Okay.
That's like nobody's really creating something around that. That is one of those like this is some kind of text that needs to be aggregated from 40 sources because nobody. Come on, come on. And then I think the other example, where'd it go? It was something about the James Webb Telescope and oh here's the animated version.
Yeah.
What new discoveries from the James Webb Space Telescope can I tell my 9-year-old about? And of course, it doesn't just stay there. Like, come on, come on.
Right.
So I don't know if it's as big of a threat as people are making out to be. Can I pause this? I don't think I can. All right, so it's just gonna cycle through multiple times. Um, yeah, that I don't, and who knows? Maybe it is gonna just kill the SEO industry as a whole. Oh well, or maybe it'll go the same route as voice search, which was, you know, some crazy wild. This is gonna kill content sites thing, and nobody. I don't think I've ever heard anybody use voice
Yeah,
search for
yeah,
anything ever.
yeah, yeah. There's also
Anecdotal
there's also like
evidence.
image reverse search or Google Lens. That was also a big thing when it came out. Like, oh, people are not gonna search by text anymore. They're gonna be, they're gonna be looking at the headphones, and they're gonna do Google Lens on the headphones, and that's gonna search it up and like bring up which sites you can buy it from. Again,
Yeah, yeah.
nobody did that.
It, I hate that. I hate that function. I hate that feature. Of course, this is anecdotal evidence. There's the one man, it's
Yeah,
me. I like what I liked it when you could just search image, right click search engine, not Google Lens it or whatever the fuck. Like, I think they removed that default functionality. I'm sure there's a way you get it back, but
hmm that's
get that out of my
so
face.
it's gonna be on top of the search results, and yeah, you know what? By the way, half the page is already ads. So if this also is on the top, so now like 75% of the page is going to be covered by Google themselves. So we basically have the 25% opportunity now left.
I think if this goes to a 0% opportunity, you just got to figure out what else you can create. You know.
I wonder how they even pull up these results for, and if they are going to be giving any credits to like where the information came from. But even then, the person
Doubt
going to
it.
be like following that through.
Yeah, they probably will. I mean, if they do give credit, just because, again, like, maybe the lowest common denominator will just take whatever's fed to them and take that as the truth. But I don't, I don't,
Yeah.
I don't.
I mean, if Bing is gonna do the Chat GPT, it has to make sense that they do it eventually. If it's not now, it's gonna be later on, because like it's like, you know what I mean. Like they have a business to run, and if one their competitor is doing better searches, then they have to follow suit. The other thing I'm thinking about is how is because their current monetization model is ads. So you have Google like display ads or AdSense in people's websites, yours, mine, these sites, right? So if people aren't falling down, if the answer is right away, given right away, there's the person isn't looking at an ad, or they're looking at significantly less ads, which does correlate to less revenue made by Google,
Yeah,
right? I feel like there's a mismatch. I wonder how that's going to be solved by on their end, and whichever way they solve it is going to be the opportunity for SEO. I think because would they then start charging for this functionality? Like would you pay? Here's a question for you: would you pay for the barred answers right up top?
me? Hell no.
Like if it just
I don't do searches like that.
right. What if it was searches like like a typical Chat GPT type searches?
It, I don't really use ChatGPT, and it's entirely because I'm doing a Google search is a skill, and I'm pretty damn good at it. You know what I mean? Like, I don't need to type out 30 words to get an answer. Um, what I'm saying, I'm pretty kind of anecdotal. Me, one
Mhm.
guy. No, I wouldn't pay for any of it, and it's not like it's not even trying to be like contrarian or anything like
Yeah,
that. I'm just like I don't have use for it.
yeah, that's true. I'm thinking if I would pay for if I would subscribe to like a paid version of Google, like if one
Yeah,
version was without the bard, you go and look at the results yourself and figure out what the answer is, and on the other side is like we'll give you the right answer right up top, but you got to pay $10 a month or something like that. I feel like I don't think the latter option is going to be existing, because they can make way more money from ads than they can make off of like the $10 they take from you. I think there's way more opportunity to show you ads and make more money off that than $10 a month, because you can be doing so many searches. So you should be
Yeah,
looking at a lot more
I,
ads.
right. I wonder if there would be like a almost like a threshold as far as what kind of searches get results from Bard. As far as if they get a lot more, pets, you don't get any money for pet stuff, but financial information, if you get, as far as ads go, a lot of money to display ads or whatever for financial information. So maybe if they do go to like some kind of paid model with it, it'd be like, all right, hey, we're gonna give you all the answers for recipes and pet foods and games your kids can play in the
Yeah,
James Telescope
right.
riffraff. But 401k information, Agora Financial, blah blah blah. Sorry, like this is off limits. You got to actually go find the page for
Yeah,
this.
I think that's a great separation between I think the type of questions they can handle, because ChatGPT, I saw on Twitter, can't answer accounting questions very well, or at all. So
Right,
and then there's obviously questions that ChatGPT can't even answer. So like current events or like things like that, or opinion pieces. So I think like if I was Google, or like the way I would be thinking is it would be answers to questions that already don't have a great answer, like on different web pages, or you know what, maybe it's the other way around, which is if it's like a very commonly asked question, they just have their answers right away up top, like top 10 presidents right there. Kind of like similar to
yeah,
like how it's like conversion currency, like you put in like 10 USD to CAD and then it will show you the answers. It's
right.
common like query, so they put up the answers right away.
So, so that just sounds like the way you described that. Just sounds like a a a futuristic version of rich snippets, which is just rich snippets. But hey, it's AI.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. And I think that's the best way to do it, and then show where the information came from. Because like the rich text snippets even are part of a site, right? They extract the information out of a site and then they show it up there, but it's still it's part of the site, not part of Google. I think that would
Right.
be, I would see that as the evolution of these snippets coming up, where it says, for common queries, here's the answer, and this is the linked three sources that we got this information from. Because you also have to have like the accountability of like, if the answer is wrong, who do I catch? Is it going to be Google's responsibility, or is it going to be someone backing this that I can go to and then complain there?
Right. Well, yeah, we'd have to see if attribution is going to be part of the model, which according to the little examples they provided, it's not.
Right.
Uh, so, and then you know what? Hey, maybe it's one of those things where they're not providing attribution, but somebody figures out, okay, here's how they're getting information. Making it could be like that one search that was making its rounds a few months ago. It's like, how many eyes does this horse have? And the rich snippet was like, a horse has 9 eyes, because that's just what somebody generated, and that's what was pulled.
Oh,
So maybe there could be some kind of some search answer terrorist activity where a couple players just produce like false information so nobody relies on the shit anymore.
yeah, yeah. That's pretty funny that they were able to get Google to index that part. I haven't seen that story before. No, I
Hmm?
haven't seen that
You
before.
have seen it?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I think it was some Twitter personality that made some AI generated stuff and
It's more
showed
and more
off.
what it seems like the bar for content is kind of being raised, like pretty substantially. So before, like the example with like how many kilograms in a gram? If I have 30 grams, how many kilograms is it? That was an easy question. You can make pages on that, but now it shows the answer right away. So there's not even a reason for you to create those pages anymore. The bar, if it was here before, now it's here. You have to like create better pages than that. Now with this bard, the bar will raise even higher. So I think the SEO will still be around. It's just that content that you put out has the quality has to be way higher, and like trustworthiness has to be higher. Like someone has to actually come to you, like you're saying, for Agora for financial advice, or I don't want to say Motley Fool. at all because I don't like them. But like, what is that? Nerd Wallet,
Nerdwall, yeah, yeah.
right? So I think like the SEO still is going to be a part of it, but the quality of the content has to be way higher, and people have to trust you that you know what you're talking about. And it's not going to be a generic answer. It's like a specific answer from like 20 experts that this is how you should be doing this is that.
I can see that. Uh, you know what? That I would very much appreciate it if it went that route, as opposed to, you know, the
They kill the
top 10 top 10 blenders for February of 2023.
right.
Because
Yeah,
you know, I think a lot, not a lot of people are starting to pick up on, or people have picked up on the fact that it's those kind of pages and posts are just complete bullshit. Um, I've made those. I think everybody who's ever done like any kind of niche site, you know, affiliate play has created those kind of pages. Where all you do is just go on Amazon, find 10 of them, and rewrite the content.
yeah.
Um, those can go away.
That's
But like
basically
you
all
said,
the
you know,
affiliate market.
that's like the old way of doing
Okay.
affiliate marketing. That's like the pre 2015 affiliate marketing stuff. I say I haven't been doing it that long, or before prior to 2015. But that was what worked when I first kind of got started
Mhm.
making websites and whatnot. Was top 10 posts of just rewritten content, and that was just the whole site. That's all it was. And then that kind of went away and went more for an informational route. And yeah, I would like to see, you know, the 20 top or 20 experts roundup type posts, more journalism type editorial content.
Yeah. We're like I've seen those
But
ones where I think the site actually buys items, tries them out, and then they put up the results of like why they liked it or why they didn't. I think that's like instead of just having a description of the top 10 vacuum cleaners for your house, showing why this one is good and why this one might be bad. That's one like that's just a different take rather than just showing description of like, yo, this is the biggest vacuum with the biggest bag and it works on rugs. Um,
all
and
right,
the other one is like I think people also take videos of them like unboxing, but not only unboxing, but them actually trying it out and then giving their opinion of like why they like it. Those exist in YouTube space a lot more. Again, like
yeah,
montage with the affiliate links, but I can see that being part of web pages to make them more high quality than just like dropping affiliate links and calling it a day. Yeah,
right. And that's why I'm kind of going, or have been going the route, since I don't really do like those kind of product review type posts as far as vacuum cleaners and mugs and whatever speakers. I like doing software because I can still test it out, but I can just test it out right here. I don't have to order anything. I can just, oh, free trial? All right, cool. Or, oh, it's $5 a month for the lowest tier. All right, let me just tinker around, make a few
yeah,
videos, take some screenshots, what have you. Um, I like doing that.
and
It's more competitive, but it's on the back end, it's more lucrative.
well, yeah, exactly. Percent cut. By the way, I was looking at the Webflows affiliate program. It's like
Yeah,
50% for 12 months. So
that makes
yeah,
sense.
that's crazy. So they're way more lucrative than like a hardware item would be.
Yeah, and it's, you know, and again, like the backside and why, you know, a lot of people just stick with vacuum cleaners and blenders is because difficulty. It's not easy. It's not fast to rank and get traffic for, you know, something like top 10 CMSs, cloud-based CMSs to build a website or whatever
Mhm.
cases. But I think if you kind of, instead of going after those, this is kind of just an affiliate lesson. We'll just talk about it. Instead of going after strictly those
Yeah,
like commercial keywords, it's like, all right, well, how do I maybe answer a query that I can angle into that? How to make a website for a construction company or some, you know, whatever. I wouldn't do something like that, but hear me out, you know,
mhm.
something like that where you kind of Trojan horse the affiliate links in there and say, hey, you know what? If here's what you need. You need social media. You need this. You need that. You need this. Here's the recommended software to use
Right.
that. uh, or a million other angles. But I don't know. I'm going off on a tangent. I'm just trying to shut the
No,
fuck
no,
up
it's all good. I think the other thing, by the way, is it's releasing in 2 days. February 9th is the date, right?
now. Say it again.
February 9th is the date that they're going to be releasing it. I
Mm,
think that's what I heard. So when we do the next podcast, we'll know exactly what's going on, and we probably have like way more things to show as well. And we can,
all right,
like,
right on.
okay, what's your? You know what? Let's do this. Let's do a prediction. So you make a prediction, and I'll make a prediction. Let's see who ends up being right. Make a prediction about
As far
what
as
what kind of like how it would work and like what the industry can really expect.
uh, I think I know we're talking about industry as a whole, and then me as an individual. I know that my
Okay,
sites uh, are going to be fine.
there you go. Yeah.
I will if it launches in 2 days. I will pull up a screenshot of my search console from that 2 days to or showcasing the change that is made when this thing launches. As a whole, I hope I cross my fingers and hope a lot of niche site people their traffic goes down
Okay, makes sense.
because all that means is they were producing some really shit content that if an AI can answer that, you shouldn't have been winning at all.
Yeah, I bet you've seen this in action from a buddy of mine. He basically had like how many kilograms in grams, those kind of posts, like a huge website built
Yeah,
on those, and it had like massive traffic, and one day it just went straight to zero. So I think that's exactly what's going to happen. The bar is going to raise from that kilogram to gram curry to something even more like top 10 presidents in the U.S. in the last 10 years, or like whatever. That kind of a query. Anyone
mm,
who's answering those type of questions, they're going to have the same sort of drop. My prediction
yeah.
is I think the Bard is going to be used for common queries that everyone kind of like agrees on the results for, and they're going to be attributed or they're going to be linked to the sources as well of where the information was pulled from. So that, and then, but for things that they don't really have an answer for, it's not gonna show at all, and then it's just gonna be normal website or sorry, normal search page results.
I think let me make an amendment to mine. I think there's got to be a ton of uh, kind of like not hit pieces, but like lists. Oh, if you use Bard's Google or Google's Bard, look at these answers it's given, and they're going to be cherry picked. Like these are wildly inaccurate to try to discredit the system.
Right.
I think there's going to be a lot of that. There's going to be a lot of people, there's going to be BuzzFeed articles, and there's going to be people on Twitter, and they're going to like just have screenshots of very, very specific questions that are incorrectly answered, and they're going to use that as an example of why you shouldn't use Bard or whatever the
Yeah.
case.
By the way, you should clip that, and then in like a week when that actually starts happening, you should put that as a Twitter thread, your video, and then just like a massive thread of everyone just doing the exact same.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Hey, you know what's great about that? If it doesn't happen, then I just don't
Yeah,
do that.
exactly. We just like move on. We're like, oh, this is a prediction.
All
What else to
right,
do?
I'm Negro
Yeah.
Damas. Anyway,
the
that's the end of the clip. That's how it's gonna end right there.
That's gonna be the greatest prediction of 2023 ever. That's how it's gonna go down this clip. And the other
That'll go viral.
100% on TikTok. Do you have a TikTok by the way?
No.
Sounds like you should start one off of this clip.
I don't know about that. I don't know about that.
The other thing I was gonna say is it's gonna be a lot of comparison between ChatGPT and Bard's answers. So oh, this ChatGPT is saying this, but like Bard is saying this. Which one is right? Or there's gonna be questions around
Right.
that too. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, that's it.
You know what I really wish that it wasn't just Chat GPT and Bard. I really wish the other kind of minor services in this space were brought up a lot more. what is it, like u.com or something like that. I think they have something. Bing, well, that's ChatGPT, but there's a ton of these kind of services out there. I just wish it wasn't, always Google. And I've always said that about like SEO as a whole is, you know, you shouldn't rely on Google because something like this will happen and you're like, oh, I get 90% of my traffic from Google. Yeah, well, what if they take away? What if they just nuke your shit?
Yeah.
And then you lose 90% off of uh, loyalty to something that couldn't give a shit about you.
This is why maybe Bing is going to come in the picture now, and it's going to be like maybe hopefully it's a rival to Google. By the way, last week I tried going on Bing and just searching around, and dude, I think the results are really good. From what I remember back in the day, Bing results are actually better now. It pulls up like Reddit posts, like relevant Reddit posts for your queries. It pulls up if you're doing like a coding question, it will pull up the relevant Stack Overflow post that you should be looking at. They really have a good shot of like at least competing with Google on the search results now. So I'm like really excited for that.
I hope so. I hope Yep. I think it's Yep.com. Is that Ahrefs?
I think so. Yep.
I hope Yep starts getting popular.
Yeah.
I hope the market share just kind of shifts. I hope more of these searchers that come up kind of either get their niche audience that primarily uses it. Because yeah, I think just as SEO industry as a whole, relying on one platform is about the dumbest shit in the world. Just full stop.
Yeah.
Because then once again you get hit with an algorithm update or just some update like this comes, you're fish out the water.
Yeah.
It's just tough break.
By the way, like a lot more people are going to be like a ton of people are going to be affected because there's businesses that specifically get their customer revenue from Google. So yeah, it just remains to be seen what kind of happens. But that's my prediction. I think it's going to be easy questions that are answered. So basically, an evolution of rich text snippets, and they're going to be attributed to individual sources again. So I think it's going to be like, oh, this is what we think the answer is. But these are people that we pull the answers from. If you want to like really understand the results, go to them and ask them. So that's kind of what I'm
I'm
thinking.
I'm going to take the pessimistic approach, and I'll agree with everything you just said except the attribution
Okay.
part. There's going to be no attribution.
Got it. Well, that's a big thing because attribution would mean that there's still hope. No attribution means fuck off.
Hey, there is no hope.
Exactly.
This is
Yeah.
Skynet.
Yeah. Cool. I think we can maybe wrap it up here, and then next episode we'll come and take a look at what's actually going on.
Yeah. All right. Bye
Yeah.
bye.